Good Wednesday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take a deep dive into your forecast over the next 15 minutes. Beautiful sunset this evening across mainly the triangle, southern sections of our viewing area because of some high cirrus clouds. And these clouds are so high up in the atmosphere that the water droplets that comprise them are made up of snow or frozen droplets, if you will, and that makes them look wispy as they're blown in the high altitude winds. Beautiful sunset this evening here in Beaumont as we were looking off towards the west. The high clouds capturing some of the color from the sunset this evening. So hopefully you enjoyed that, looking at clear skies out there for the most part up in the lakes area. We saw sunny skies there, but not the case here in the triangle, mostly sunny skies today. So unfortunately, we don't have the best of news as far as the allergy report. Tree pollen, because of cedar tree pollen, back up to moderate or high levels, and mold still at high levels. Ragweed is back up today, still at moderate levels, and grass pollen is at moderate levels. So not the best of allergy reports today compared to what we saw yesterday. Otherwise, here's the plan over the next 7 days. It looks like cold nights and sunny to mostly sunny, mild afternoons. But again, getting into the mid-60s, that means most of those mornings, tomorrow morning and also into Friday morning, will be spent in the 40s and 50s. So be aware of that. So you'll need jackets and coats. Dry weather is expected the next couple of days. Now, as we head towards Saturday, we'll go with about a 30% coverage of showers in the afternoon. And then by Saturday night, we expect an 80% coverage of showers and thunderstorms, non-severe, as another cold front comes through. Then we get a break as we work on into Monday or Sunday. We'll be in between systems, and then the next system will come in on Monday afternoon, and that will bring a cold, wet scenario to southeast Texas. Then we dry out. It looks like Tuesday into Wednesday, back to dry afternoons. And it could be close to a freeze coming up even here in the triangle by next Wednesday morning, certainly up in the lakes area, the way it looks right now. So for tomorrow, Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, by the way, looking at highs around 65. But that means most of the morning is going to be spent into the 40s and 50s before we warm into the low to mid 60s during late morning into the early afternoon hours, as you can see. And we're expecting mostly sunny skies, obviously no rain in the forecast for tomorrow. For the lakes, a very similar forecast with mostly sunny skies developing and highs in the mid-60s. Low humidity, should be a fantastic afternoon after a cold start. Now, this is modeling, and it's showing 43. I think it's going to be colder than that. Usually I'm right about these kind of situations as far as when it's cold and dry, light winds, it's usually colder than what that shows. So we'll go 39, 40 up in the lakes area. And it may stay in the lower 60s coming up tomorrow afternoon. I'm not going with partly cloudy skies. I'm going to go with mostly sunny skies coming up tomorrow afternoon up in the lakes area. So no wet weather expected Thursday and Friday. The atmosphere is too dry. We don't really have any disturbances except for tonight. Then on Saturday, this will go up to an 80% coverage coming up Saturday night. So maybe the afternoon hours, a 30% coverage, and then that jumps up late Saturday night. This does not look severe this round. And then maybe some leftover Sunday. We may get a break on Sunday before another round of rain. Light stuff moves in on Monday, kind of overrunning rains, if you will, as we'll have northerly winds, north to northeasterly winds on Monday. And that means cold air will be in place, and then southwesterly winds aloft. So overrunning rains will fall through the highs around 53. It's going to be a kind of a miserable afternoon, unfortunately, Monday. So certainly gumbo weather. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, back to a dry scenario. And it looks like right now maybe a half an inch to 1.5 to 2 inches through the next 7 days. So kind of 2 rounds of rain coming up Saturday night, and then again on Monday with that secondary system. This will be great news for the drought. We're still at moderate to severe drought across southeast Texas. And again, we're here, at least here in the triangle in Beaumont, we're approaching 9 inches below normal since September 1st. And the good news up for the lakes area, though, that they saw 1 to 2, even some 3-inch totals night before last, and they've been able to remove those burn bans up towards Jasper and Newton County. Still burn bans occurring for Liberty County at this time. Otherwise, very dry air mass. The lower these numbers and the darker browns, that's very dry air. Tonight and tomorrow it doesn't change. So it's certainly going to be a cold morning across southeast Texas. This just means that we don't have anything to work with as far as any chance of shower and thunderstorm activity. Humidity levels will be low, and we should see mostly sunny skies coming up tomorrow. With the dry air, but at least the winds will be light, it looks like a low to moderate risk as far as wildfires coming up tomorrow. As again, we're some 8 3/4 of an inch below normal. So if any fires start, they will probably slowly spread. So that's the good news tomorrow, is that we don't have a high risk of fire danger, meaning that fires can start easily and spread rapidly. We don't see that coming up tomorrow. So right now, we've got a southwest wind flow in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that's transporting some high-level clouds. Those are cirrus clouds over our area. Temperatures are into the 50s to around 61 in Port Arthur on the Pro Roofing Concepts satellite and radar loop. And across the state, look at that, 50s now down into Austin, Dallas, Abilene, and into the 40s up into the Texas Panhandle. A little milder down in South Texas into the 60s and 70s at this hour. And we expect those temperatures to drop into the maybe closer to 40 up in the lakes area. Should be into the low to mid 40s here in the triangle. And look at that, freezing temperatures up towards the Texas Panhandle. And then for tomorrow, we should recover into the low to mid 60s across the area, as we'll have plentiful sunshine. So across the state, look how it's cooling down. This is infrared satellite imagery. This is not a camera on a satellite taking a picture. This imagery is derived by an apparatus that looks at the temperature of what it's aimed at. Infrared satellite imagery. So the lakes up in the east and north Texas, there's Rayburn. Wow, you can even see Dam B right there. See that? And Livingston. Those lakes are warmer than the surrounding air in through East Texas. The clouds up towards Oklahoma are very cold, so that's why those are imaged white, but as the warmer temperatures are imaged darker. So we're looking at generally clear skies across East Texas. Otherwise, high cloudiness off towards our east and off towards Oklahoma. What we're watching is this trough of low pressure moving down from Oklahoma and into southwest Texas. That's why we've got this southwest flow out ahead of the trough. And that's what's advecting or transporting that high cloudiness right along the coastline. But what's going to happen is that as this trough passes us, the winds will become northwesterly, and we'll see dry weather and lots of sun coming up on Friday. So, taking a look at the upper level pattern, there's that trough of low pressure bypassing our area. Look at the northwest flow. So quiet weather is expected the next couple of days. This system will bring us a cold front, and that will arrive coming up Saturday night with every model has got at least an 80 to 90% coverage of showers and thunderstorms moving through the area coming up Saturday night late. That pushes through on Saturday night, and then as we head towards Sunday, we really cool down. And then we'll be watching on Monday. We've got chilly temperatures and then another disturbance coming in. And that will cause overrunning in the upper levels, bringing in moisture from the Pacific, overrunning cold air at the surface because of this approaching trough of low pressure. Very common for our area during winter. And again, it just looks like a kind of a miserable day coming up on Monday. Just if you have to go back to work and work outside. Then we get a break on, say, Tuesday into Wednesday. And then as we head towards late next week, we'll have this trough of low pressure to contend with. It could bring us some more rain as we head towards maybe Friday of next week. So there's promise that we may start seeing better chances of rain in the forecast. Otherwise, tonight will be a cold night. We're looking at mostly clear skies, may become clear later on tonight as that trough moves past our area. Otherwise, I think we're going to be colder than what you see up there in the lakes. I'm thinking 39, 40, 41 there. And I like lower to middle 40s here in the triangle. Again, maybe some high cloudiness in the morning for the turkey trout. Not going to be an issue. It looks like a cool day, and I think it's going to be warmer than this. Low to mid 60s at the afternoon hours with lots of sun and a light north to northeasterly wind. So on the Gulf tomorrow, looking at choppy seas. Tomorrow morning, The first half of the day, we'll see a small craft advisory with northeast winds at 15 to 20. Those winds will be decreasing tomorrow afternoon from the northeast at 10 to 15 knots, but still a choppy sea expected. Water temperature currently at 75. So our forecast for tonight, we'll go with clear to mostly clear skies. And I like 39, 40, 41 up in the lakes area, maybe a little cooler up towards Newton and Burkeville. Silsbee at 41, Lumberton 42 here in the Triangle, low to mid 40s. Let's see, we're thinking maybe 42 here in Beaumont, maybe 43. Otherwise, north to northeast winds may go calm towards tomorrow morning. And so with clear skies, dry air, it's going to be a cold morning tomorrow. Could be even colder as we head towards Friday morning. So the diurnal range, the difference between the low temperature and the high temperature tomorrow, that's a good, 20, that would put us 20 to 25 degrees. That's pretty broad range. That's how dry the air is. So it's going to take a lot for us to get into the low to mid 60s as that sun angle continues to decrease because we're in the cold season. So we'll go mostly sunny tomorrow and a light northeasterly wind. Taking a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast. Again, tomorrow morning we're expecting those low temperatures, oh doggone it, should be into the lower 40s here in the Triangle and into the upper 30s in the lakes area. Okay, let's see, I'm trying to, there we go, that's what I wanted, operator error. Upper 30s to near 40 in the lakes area and low to mid 40s here in the Triangle. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 buttons on this, so every once in a while my fingers don't hit the right button, so that's apologies for the stutter there. Otherwise, so cold mornings. I think Friday morning will be the coldest morning here in the Triangle. Mid 60s, beautiful afternoons, dry weather. Saturday, let me back up to Thanksgiving. Cold morning, beautiful afternoon, no issues across southeast Texas. Okay, so beautiful Friday, Black Friday should be fantastic. Saturday, we're going with a 30% coverage of showers during the afternoon. Should see mostly cloudy to cloudy skies. Then, as we work towards Saturday night, that warm front will warm us up into the 70s on Saturday. And it looks like a pretty good chance of rain and thunderstorms moving through as this next strong cold front pushes through our area coming up Saturday night into early Sunday morning. And then maybe some leftovers Sunday, but we expect maybe some sun in the morning and then the clouds come back in Sunday afternoon. Should only be around 60. Then Monday, our next disturbance comes in from the west and it will overrun northeasterly winds at the surface because it's coming in from the west and producing southwest winds over us. So overrunning rains coming up on Monday. I'll go with a 50% coverage this far out, but we may not get out of the 40s for lows and highs in the 50s. That's going to be awfully miserable if you have to work outside. So just be prepared for that. Remember, layers work best. It's not the coldest we've ever seen in this kind of scenario. I think those days are still ahead of us, but still not fun if you're going to be outside on Monday. Then on Tuesday, we'll get some sun and warm up only into the mid-50s. So it looks like some cold weather for our standards coming in on Tuesday. Wednesday of next week, this is when we could get close to freezing even here in the Triangle. Certainly up in the lakes area, if this validates, it looks like maybe closer to 30 up in the lakes next Wednesday. And lows close, certainly in the frost zone coming up next Wednesday. So next Tuesday night, if you got any plants on the back porch, you'll want to